With me today is Dr. Stanton Robinson, here to talk to us about a condition that's afflicting more and more Floridians. Doctor?
Yes, sudden posterior reduction syndrome.
I hear these heartbreaking stories every day of people that have had their assets taxed off.
Have you ever had your assets taxed off?
Had what?
I decided to inform people about the serious effects of SPRS and recapture. SPRS?
What's SPRS?
Sudden posterior reduction syndrome.
After 3 hurricanes came through here, almost ground zero, our insurance company moved out of the state.
Didn't want to cover hurricanes anymore.
Right, and our taxes were out of sight. We went from paying almost $600 a month for this place to around
Over
13.
1,000.
It's 13 or 1400, and it just broke us, and we'll have to move out. We're filing bankruptcy, and hopefully we can keep enough to get the heck out of this state.
Yep.
But yeah, they've taxed us to death. If the taxes would have come down, it would have probably saved us. But there's no hope at this point.
Brian Gable reporting for the Chad Thomas Show and TaxYourAssetsOff.com. That's assets with the T. And we're here live at UCF where a sudden outbreak of SPRS has been reported. Let's go see what we can find. What do you do? What are you studying?
Well, I start in the fall. I'm going to be studying for biomedical sciences.
Biomedical.
Yeah, biomedical, like college of medicine.
Okay. You are a UCF student?
Yes.
All right. What's your plans for the future after you get out of UCF?
I want to be a nurse practitioner.
Nurse practitioner?
Yes.
We've spoken to a couple of people like that today.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you ever had your assets taxed off? And I wanted to ask you, have you ever had your assets taxed off?
No.
You haven't? Have you ever had your assets taxed off?
My what?
Your assets taxed off. Having your assets taxed off means pretty much you've lost your home, your job because of higher property taxes. I'm Ryan Gable, correspondent with the Chad Thomas Show. Until next time, TaxYourAssetsOff.com, and remember that's assets with a T.
While I've been traveling the state, I found many people who have been affected by SPRS, many people who have had their assets taxed off, and many of those same people who think it's a good thing to help small businesses out by lowering that tax cap, not cutting essential services, but also giving an additional homestead tax exemption to first-time home buyers. This isn't about banks or lenders. This is about Amendment 4, creating jobs, selling more homes, getting people off the streets. This is for you, the people, to get your assets back.
My name is Nicholas Cariotti Jr. I am a real estate broker and real estate instructor. I've been teaching for about 12 years, 10 years at my own facility, Florida Real Estate Learning Center. The fact that they're going to give an additional homestead exemption to first-time home buyers. Yeah, anytime that we can do things to help first-time home buyers, that's an important aspect. And something else to think about that's real important is that many people don't realize that if you have not owned a property over the last 3 years, you are once again considered to be a first-time home buyer and can take advantage of all those benefits and all those programs that they have out there.
We've been married 52 years, is that right?
53.
53 years old, who's counting? We had to foreclose on our home. We bought a new townhome that it was a flip. It was owned by a previous person but never been lived in. When we got the tax bill, it was for over $3,000. Our house payment actually went up over $300 a month from what we thought it would be.
If your house payment goes down, I think your taxes should follow that trend. If your house payment goes up, then I think it should follow that trend and go up.
As much as I've been traveling the state, you've also been traveling the state.
I have, yeah.
And what have you been seeing out there yourself?
Well, I've been seeing a lot of people are devastated by high property taxes.
Well, I've been getting my ass taxed off for a couple months now. The neighbor down the street had to vacate because his ass was getting taxed so bad that he just couldn't handle it.
Is we're a brotherhood, we're a fraternal organization. We all feel the pain that everyone else is feeling. So if we see fellow American citizens out there feeling that same, that recapture theory or philosophy or phenomenon, I should say, then we're here also supporting them.
Amendment 4 is a pro-taxpayer amendment. How would you feel if I told you local governments said that they want to, or not necessarily said it, but they're moving towards funding an opposition to Amendment 4 by using taxpayer money? So they're using taxpayer money to oppose a taxpayer amendment.
That should be stopped and arrested. If someone has a personal reason for saying that, they should support it with their own wallet.
Why would county governments oppose something that would be so beneficial to Florida's homeowners and small businesses in terms of job creation and in terms of lowering that burden on them?
You know, I think we have a responsibility to our citizens to educate them and let them know when something's going to impact them. We disagree with his economic science. I don't think it will create jobs.
We did do a study to look only at the economic impact of doing this, and the economic impact would be positive. It would be a boost to the housing industry. It would create some jobs, increase personal income.
Have you ever had your assets taxed off? Hi, have you ever had your assets taxed off? Know anyone who's had their assets taxed off?
I just wanted to make you aware of Amendment 4, and Amendment 4 is going to cure what is considered to be recapture or SPRS. A lot of people have lost not only their home, but maybe their businesses as well. I'm going to continue the fight against SPRS, against people getting their assets taxed off, and we'll see if we can fix this and get Amendment 4 passed. This election season, while everybody's talking about left and right and Democrat and Republican, let's address an issue that's a little more serious and a little bit closer to home. And that's sudden posterior reduction syndrome. So many people are affected by it and don't even know.
I had a friend, his name was Lydell Henry, and he had his assets taxed off, and he lost a lot of personal belongings.
Let's talk about something that can actually fix the economy. It's time that we give the power back to the people, and it's time that we also give them back their assets. Throughout Florida, I have found that there are others fighting SPRS. Some have had their assets taxed off, and others just want a future with their assets intact. There's SPRS, then there's Amendment 4.
It'll bring money back into our taxes that we have lost because of all the empty homes.
This is the vehicle to bring some equality to the tax system.
I know that the realtors want the amendment for the first-time home buyers.
Or shouldn't be paying the same tax you're paying for a new home when a house is 30, 35 years old.
You cannot overburden the shrinking group of property owners. Let's broaden the economic base so that more people are property owners.
Tired of getting your assets taxed off? You're not alone.